In the fog-choked outskirts of a city that no longer appears on modern maps, there stands a forgotten railway station called Marrow's End. Locals swear the platform lights flicker only on the last night of October, and only one train ever stops there, the Midnight Line. Most people think it's a ghost story told to scare teenagers. Elias Crowe knew better. At 29, Elias was a man who had spent his adult life running from one bad decision to the next. He'd lost his fiancée 2 years earlier in a car accident he caused after drinking at his best friend's bachelor party. The guilt had hollowed him out until he was little more than a shadow who fixed old watches in a dusty shop that barely paid the rent. On that particular Halloween, the rain fell in silver sheets. Elias stood on the cracked platform of Marrow's End, clutching a single ticket he'd found slipped under his apartment door that morning. The paper was thick, cream-coloured, and smelled faintly of ozone and old roses. On it, in elegant black ink, were the words, "One way, Midnight Line, Seat 13. He almost threw it away, but something in him, some exhausted, desperate part, decided to see if the train was real. At 11:58 p.m, the rails began to hum. Headlights pierced the fog like twin moons. The train that glided in was beautiful in a way that hurt to look at. Black iron and polished brass, windows glowing with warm amber light. No conductor stepped out. The doors simply sighed open. Elias boarded. The car was nearly empty. Only 6 other passengers sat scattered among the velvet seats. Each of them held a ticket exactly like his. First, there was an elderly woman in a faded navy coat, knitting what looked like a child's scarf. Her name was Margaret. She told Elias she was going to see her daughter, who had stopped speaking to her 23 years ago after a vicious argument. Next came a quiet man in his 40s named Daniel, a former soldier whose hands still shook when he remembered the child he couldn't save during a chaotic evacuation. Then, a teenage girl, no older than 17, with headphones around her neck and eyes that had already seen too much. She introduced herself as Lena and refused to say why she was there. An impeccably dressed businessman in his 60s named Victor kept checking a gold pocket watch that had stopped at 11:47. He said he was a man who had chosen money over his dying wife's final request. A woman in her late 30s, Clara, sat alone staring out the window. She had left her autistic son at a hospital because the doctors said he would never speak or live independently. She had believed them. And finally, in the very back, an old man with kind eyes and a worn fedora simply nodded at Elias but said nothing. The train pulled away without a sound. Outside the windows, the world blurred into streaks of impossible colour, deep violets, liquid golds, and blacks so complete they seemed to drink the light. Margaret was the first to speak openly. "I got this ticket after I wrote my daughter a letter I never sent," she whispered. "It arrived the same day she died. I never got to say I was sorry." The confession unlocked something in all of them. One by one, they told their stories. Each regret was a different shade of the same wound. Words left unspoken, love abandoned, chances thrown away. Elias listened, throat tight. When it was his turn, he could barely get the words out. "I killed the only person who ever made me feel like I was worth something," he said. "And I've been waiting for the world to punish me ever since." Silence settled over the car. The train's rhythm grew deeper, almost like a heartbeat. Then the old man in the fedora finally spoke. His voice was gentle, ancient. "This train doesn't go to any earthly destination," he said. "It travels the line between what was and what could have been. At the end of the line is the station of second chances, but only one passenger may step off there. The rest ride forever." The temperature in the car dropped. Victor laughed bitterly. "Of course, even in the afterlife there are limited seats." Clara began to cry softly. Lena stared at her hands. Daniel's trembling grew worse. Elias felt something shift inside him. An ugly, hungry thing. "I deserve it least," a voice whispered. "But I want it most." The train slowed. Through the windows they could see the station approaching, a vast glowing platform suspended in starlight, where countless doors waited, each marked with a name. The old man stood. "You have until the train stops to decide who gets the last ticket. The rest of us will return to our endless ride. Choose wisely." Chaos did not erupt. Instead, something far worse happened. Kindness. Margaret spoke first. Give it to the girl. She hasn't even lived yet. Lena shook her head violently. No, the soldier. He lost pieces of himself trying to save people. Daniel refused. Clara, a mother should never have to live with that kind of guilt. Clara looked at Elias with exhausted compassion. You're the youngest. You still have time to become someone else. Victor surprised them all. He removed his expensive coat and folded it neatly. I've had more chances than most men dream of. I squandered them. Let the boy have it. The old man watched silently, a faint smile on his lips. Elias felt the weight of every gaze. His heart hammered so hard he could barely breathe. This was the moment. He could step off, walk through the door with his name on it, and maybe, find a version of life where Sarah was still alive, where he had made different choices. He stood up. The train came to a gentle stop. The doors opened onto blinding light. Elias walked down the aisle past every passenger. At the front of the car, he turned around. I'm not getting off, he said. Stunned silence. I've spent 2 years wishing I could take it back, he continued, voice cracking. But I can't, and making someone else ride this train forever so I can chase a fantasy. That's just another version of running away. I need to live with what I did. All of you do too. But maybe if we all refuse the easy way out, this train loses its power. He tore his ticket in half. The old man began to laugh, soft at first, then rich and warm. The sound filled the car like sunlight breaking through storm clouds. Well done, the old man said. Very well done. The light outside the train began to change. The impossible colors faded. Streetlights appeared. Familiar buildings. Rain on asphalt. The midnight line had returned to Marrow's End. One by one, the passengers stood. Margaret's hands had stopped shaking. Daniel's tremors were gone. Clara's eyes held something new. Resolve. Lena took off her headphones for the first time. Victor left his stopped pocket watch on the seat. As they stepped onto the platform, the old man remained seated, watching them with quiet pride. Who are you? Elias asked. The old man tipped his fedora. Someone who once had a ticket too. I chose to stay on the train until someone reminded me what living really means. He placed a new ticket on the seat beside him, blank except for 2 words. Thank you. The doors closed. The midnight line pulled away into the fog, its lights growing fainter until they vanished completely. Elias stood on the platform with the others as the rain softened to a drizzle. None of them spoke for a long time. Finally, Margaret smiled through her tears. I think I'm going to write that letter anyway. Even if she's gone, I need to say it. Clara nodded. I'm bringing my son home. Lena looked at Elias. You're not as broken as you think. They parted ways under the returning streetlights. 6 people carrying different regrets, but the same fragile new hope. Elias walked home through the rain. For the first time in 2 years, he didn't feel like a ghost. He felt heavy, human, alive. Back in his tiny watch repair shop the next morning, he found an old pocket watch on his workbench that hadn't been there before. It was running perfectly. On the inside of the case, someone had engraved 3 small words. Keep going forward. Outside, the city woke up. Somewhere far away, a train whistle sounded once, soft, almost tender, before fading into the ordinary noise of a new day. And Elias Crowe, for the first time in a long time, smiled. The end.